I stood frozen, my heart pounding, as red paint dripped down my Rolls-Royce, spelling out, "Go back to your country." The words were scrawled by Margaret Reynolds, the HOA president who terrorized our neighborhood for years. Her eyes burned with hatred as she screamed that a 21-year-old like me couldn't possibly own a $350,000 car, unless I'd stolen it. Her prejudice was raw, undeniable, and it shook me to my core. But what she didn't know was that her bigotry would soon unravel her reign. Drop a comment below with where you're watching from. This tale of strategy, justice, and a community uprising will leave you stunned. My name is Lucas Nguyen, and at 21, I'd achieved what many call the American dream. After 3 relentless years coding in my college dorm, I sold my software startup for $30 million. To celebrate, I bought a sleek Rolls-Royce Phantom in obsidian black and a stunning house in Crestwood Heights, a pristine California neighborhood. My parents, Vietnamese immigrants who worked grueling jobs to put me through school, cried tears of pride when I shared the news. Their sacrifices fueled me, and this house was my way of honoring them. The day I moved in, the sun shone brightly. Neighbors waved, and an older man, David Carter, welcomed me warmly. A fellow immigrant from Scotland and a retired programmer, he seemed thrilled to meet a young tech entrepreneur. But not everyone was so kind. As I unloaded boxes, I caught a woman staring from across the street, late 50s, impeccably dressed, her face twisted with suspicion. I waved, but she just glared. Later, as I parked my Rolls-Royce, she marched over, her voice sharp. "What are you doing here?" she demanded, eyeing my car. "This must belong to the real homeowner." "I'm Lucas Nguyen," I said, offering a handshake she ignored. "I own this house and the car." Her scoff was laced with disbelief. "We have standards here," she snapped, then strode off. That was Margaret Reynolds, I later learned, the HOA president who ruled Crestwood like her personal kingdom. Within days, violation notices appeared at my door. My car wasn't aesthetic. My lawn had excessive growth. My curtains were the wrong shade. The rules didn't exist in the HOA bylaws. Neighbors with similar setups faced no issues. This was personal. Margaret, a widow who inherited wealth, had been the HOA president for 6 years, enforcing her vision of who belonged. David warned me she targeted anyone who didn't fit her mold. I tried diplomacy, citing bylaws and polite responses, but Margaret doubled down with more notices. I began documenting everything: photos, letters, security footage. I installed cameras, a decision that would prove critical. I met James Washington, a retired black lawyer on the HOA board, who confirmed Margaret's pattern of targeting minorities. Sarah Miller, a veteran and single mom, shared how Margaret harassed her over her kids' toys and service dog. "She won't stop unless you fight back," Sarah warned. The tension escalated when I hosted a small barbecue. Margaret stormed in, filming us, claiming our music, barely audible, violated noise rules. My friends, a diverse group, left early under her hostile gaze. She even photographed their license plates, a clear message: outsiders weren't welcome. The breaking point came when I overheard Margaret whispering to a neighbor, "How could someone like him afford that car? It's probably stolen." Her racism was blatant, and my blood boiled. I decided to fight back, not with anger, but with strategy. I hired a housing discrimination lawyer, added hidden cameras, and recorded every interaction, ensuring compliance with California's consent laws. Margaret's attacks intensified. She tampered with my driveway camera, pointing it skyward. She called the police, claiming my Rolls-Royce was stolen. Officers Daniels and Brooks arrived, skeptical but professional. I showed them my title and purchase records. "That's a pricey car for someone your age," Brooks remarked, but the documents checked out. Margaret appeared, feigning concern. "I've seen suspicious activity," she said, her tone dripping with insinuation. Officer Daniels warned her about false reports, but the humiliation stung. That night I saw Margaret near my car. I rushed outside to find deep scratches and red spray paint, screaming, Go back to your country. The hate crime hit like a punch. My hidden camera had caught it all. Margaret keying the car, painting the slur, muttering racist venom. I called the police again, pressing charges. Officer Daniels admitted they'd been investigating HOA complaints for months. This is the clearest evidence yet, he said. Margaret pushed for an HOA meeting to ban ostentatious vehicles, clearly targeting me. I teamed up with James, David, and Sarah. James uncovered Margaret's past. She tried to scam my parents' land a decade ago, undervaluing it because they were immigrants. David helped me build an AI tool to analyze Margaret's speech for coded discrimination. We predicted she'd strike again before the meeting, so I baited her, washing my car in plain view. That night, my cameras caught her scratching it again, ranting, "You don't belong here." The AI flagged her words as explicitly biased. At the HOA meeting, Margaret pitched her vehicle ban with smug confidence. I stood, announcing the live stream to social media, and played the damning footage. The room gasped as Margaret's vandalism and slurs filled the screen, the AI highlighting her prejudice. I revealed her attempt to scam my parents, connecting her past to her present. "This isn't about standards," I said. "It's about hate." Margaret stammered, claiming I'd framed her, but James presented records of her discriminatory real estate deals. In a chaotic moment, her wig slipped, exposing her gray hair, a humiliating slip that sparked nervous laughter. Officers Daniels and Brooks entered, arresting Margaret for vandalism, false reports, and potential hate crimes. "This is absurd," she shrieked, pointing at me. "He doesn't belong here." Her mask was gone, her prejudice laid bare. The room watched, stunned, as she was cuffed and led away. James took charge, tabling the vehicle ban and proposing reforms. In a wave of support, he was elected HOA president, vowing fairness and transparency. Margaret's consequences were swift: a plea deal with community service, hefty restitution, and anti-bias training. Her reputation shattered, she sold her house and lost her real estate license. Crestwood rallied around me, neighbors apologizing for their silence. I founded a non-profit to mentor young minority entrepreneurs, funded partly by community donations. My Rolls-Royce, once a target, now gleamed in my driveway, a symbol of resilience. This wasn't just about a car or a house. It was about proving that no one's prejudice can define your worth. Margaret thought she could bully me out, but she underestimated my resolve and the power of truth. What do you think? Have you faced a Karen like this? Drop a comment with your thoughts, especially on whether provocation, like baiting Margaret, is justified in exposing injustice. Subscribe for more stories, and let's keep this conversation going.